Hello everyone, welcome back. It is Flammy and we are here with Season 4, Episode 14. Okay, welcome back. What is new? Well, just before this, we had our dragon in our clan castle, and it went on a rampage against the attackers of our base. So here's a recent attack. I think I'm going to attack first so I can train up guys and maybe do 2 attacks during this video, but we'll get back to this in just a second. See how our dragon did defending against the archers, giants, goblins, and wall breakers. 55 archers. If deployed correctly, they could take it out, but the dragon is coming from the inside, so I think it might be pretty effective. But first, here is the army. As you can see, nearly complete. Looks like I'm missing a couple archers. Yeah, a couple archers, so I'll add those into the bunch, and then we can get going. It is only about, I don't know, maybe 14 hours since my last episode was recorded, so I have got some, not that much has changed, really, is what I'm trying to say. And you'll just notice that by the defenses, which I'll go check out. What did I start last time? So I started this mortar. Actually, this will tell us exactly how long it's been. So this mortar was started, is that 13 hours ago? Yeah, 13 hours ago, so that's when I last recorded. Pretty good. Finishing up very soon is this army camp. Only 3 hours left, but my shield, as you can see, is going to run out in 1 hour 40 minutes. So I'm going to get raided before that finishes up. So basically nothing I can do about that unless I want to stay on for the entire time, which is a legitimate strategy. If I had a ton of gold and needed to spend it on walls or defenses, you can just stay on for that 2-hour period. I've done it before. Won't be doing it this time. I don't have a ton of resources. Plus, my base is pretty well set up to defend either way. Okay, what else is finishing up soon? This wizard tower here, 18 hours off, so that's going to be pretty soon as well, relatively. At least compared to this cannon, or the mortar, which is 3.5 days. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so with this archer finishing right there, we are now complete to go attack. Let me make sure we got a healer queued. Yes, we do, indeed. I'm going to adjust this to make it so we can attack faster after this attack. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Let's attack. Shield is active. Goodbye, shield. Losing out on an hour half a shield, but that's alright. Gotta do it sometimes, and losing only a little bit is not that bad. Okay, so right now it is not so late in the day. It's just evening for me, Eastern time, which is generally you should go by American time if you're wondering how many people are online. So this won't be the best time to raid. That base was alright. Wish it had more gold for one, because gold is what we're looking for. Like this one. And also their air defense was sort of hard to get to. This guy, I don't even see an air defense. Is that accurate? Nicely defended, nicely upgraded defenses in general, and no air defense. So I've made this mistake before and attacked and not spotted the air defense. There was one in my question and answer video where it was hiding on the corner of the screen, and I lost my healer to it. But you know what? I don't see an air defense in here at all, so we're going to be attacking into this guy. Question is, what do we want to attack? I mean, normally we have to go straight after the air defense, but when given the choice, well, there's some pretty good options. The thing that's going to kill giants is not splash buildings. Our healer can take care of that. So instead, we are going to be going for point defense buildings, so that is archer towers and cannons. So, no need to kill it, just weaken it very heavily. Deploy all of our guys, immediately deploy our healer. Such a great feeling to immediately deploy it. Teach this guy the mistake in his ways. Basically, deploy it out here and take out the point defense. So the archer tower that's already dead, the next archer tower, and then the next cannon. I know the giants are going to go in that pattern around. And they'll probably hit the wizard tower. Then it's a sort of debate of whether they're going to try to break through the walls and get the mortar or go for the next cannon in the row. Doesn't really matter. What I really care about is they just stay together, which is not guaranteed to happen, but not that much I can do about it at that point, honestly. The giants on the left especially are more likely to go for the cannon, but we shall see. Good, they're all going for the cannon. Make stuff simple. The mortar might turn and start shooting at, well, it will start shooting at infantry as soon as the giants come within range of it, so it can no longer fire at them. So I want to not group up infantry too much. Also, there's a wizard tower over here that's completely inactive, so don't want to piss it off and let it do splash against me either. I would like to take out the archer tower, and I will start to do that about right now. I'm going to deploy archers on this top side. I'm just going to deploy fairly heavily, not a ton, but a good amount. They'll be able to take out the archer tower and just speed up the amount of time it'll take for this thing to go down. Okay, with the wizard tower distracted, I could start deploying some goblins. Only going to do 5 of them, just help clean up stuff. With 1 minute and 20 seconds left, I'm not really that concerned about getting stuff, but better safe than sorry, and I mean, I've got them anyways, so might as well go ahead. Okay, last building just went down right there. All there's left to do is collect these resources. These resources actually are not completely full. They're fairly full, though. So the lower level ones were full, because the lower level ones fill up faster, because their capacity is lower. If you had not realized that, I guess. Maybe I'm stating the obvious for most of you, but you know what? There's probably a couple of you who didn't know that. So yes, when you increase the level of a collector or mine, it increases the amount it can store, as well as the rate that it collects at. What is the more important of those two statistics? Definitely the rate it collects at. Because you're generally not going to fill up unless you're offline for a very long period of time. Okay, that was pretty good. 138,000 and 42,000. Probably breaking even on the elixir. Maybe actually probably making a profit because I didn't have to deploy all my infantry. But just be aware of that I'm not getting a ton of elixir right now. And somewhat soon we're going to need to get some elixir. In about 1 day for this guy, and, well, less than a day for this guy. Yeah, maybe I should have done more so I could start that. At this point we're sort of angling towards... Well, our gold is still behind, so... It's sort of up in the air whether we're going to start a defense or continue with this army camp upgrade. I'm sort of inclined to lean towards defenses, just because they're harder to upgrade, just gold is harder to get. But we'll see how that happens once this builder is free. Okay, so as promised, there's going to be an upcoming attack, but first I've got to queue up my stuff, so I'll be back in just a second, guys, and we shall see how the dragon did on defense. Okay, guys, welcome back. Army's queued up. It's only going to take about 4 minutes to finish, so that's a pretty short one to wait on. That's the benefit of not deploying everything. Speaking of deploying stuff, let's see this recent attack. So, 55 archers, 5 wall breakers, 10 giants, and 20 goblins. Resources stolen, practically nil. Less than 6,000 total, combined. Yes, 1 star though, so thank you for giving me the shield, just as my intent by having my town hall outside the walls, so thank you very much for that. Okay, 1.5 replay, so relatively short. I do have a dragon in my town hall, level 3, which is why it's going to be black whenever it gets activated. So I'm curious how that's going to do against giant and goblin and archer. The only thing that's going to be able to kill it is going to be the archers. And because it's coming from the center, the archers are going to have a hard time getting into the center to actually attack it. So I'm curious how it's going to work. Okay, 5 wall breakers down here. Yeah, clearly didn't quite expect that to happen. They all detonated on exterior walls. Yeah, that's sort of amusing. Okay, problem with the giants is they are all attacking different walls, and with no wall breakers to help them get through, that's not going to change anytime soon. Okay, I don't think the dragon's actually taking archer fire yet. Okay, now it is. Nope, they're attacking the archer tower. Interesting. So the dragon's just blowing fire away at these guys, which is interesting. The archers are going to get grouped up for the mortar, which I do appreciate. Looks like it's losing health now. After they killed the archer tower, they switched over. But you know what? The best thing it's doing right now is slowing down guys, and of course, killing some as well. But all the archers are grouped up. Just wait for the mortar to try to hit them all at once is what I'm waiting for. Oop, they spread out a bit. Too bad. But you know what? He has only sort of touched the outside stuff. I'm sure he was certainly hoping to do a whole lot more damage than he ended up doing there. Probably both the dragon and the wallbreaker failure threw a kink into his plans. Did lose the dragon, but you know what? They did not get into the storages in the center, which had, well, the elixir at least had a couple 100,000 in it. The gold only had about 25,000 in them at this point in time. I spent all of my gold, but then I collected it a couple times before I locked off and before he attacked. That's how that worked out. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Critiquing, grading. Can't give him a very good grade. I'm going to have to go with... I'm going to have to fail him. I try not to fail too many people. Well, I don't really try to. They just sort of ask for it themselves, though. So, both combining the wall breaker failure, and then he deployed his giants very poorly in a way that they were going to attack different walls, just means they're never going to break through the walls, and you pretty much saw that. So yeah, have to give him a failure. Let's give him... What trophy count was he at? 1205. It's not that high of a level of army, so he's probably only Town Hall 6. I'm going to give him only a mild failure, so only a 55 out of 100. Still a pretty bad one. What I would have done in his place, so say I had screwed up with the wall breakers, and I was like, oh, I didn't know the wall breakers would attack these walls down here. Oh my god, such a big mistake. Well, then you need to decide, is deploying giants really going to make a difference here? And the answer for him was definitely not. Doubly so, because he deployed them pretty poorly. But just reconsider when something doesn't go quite to plan. Okay then, so we have guys finishing up in another 2 minutes it looks like. So, looking good on that count. Let's see, what else is there that's new? So, as mentioned in the previous video, when this finishes up, we're going to start our healer. So that's going to be a 750,000 elixir project, as well as, let's see, what was it? 3-day, I think? I think it's also 3-day, just like the giant, so it's all equal. That will really help out our healers. So, I can actually pull up our healer stats. So this is a level 1 healer that we currently have. Cost up 7,000. Oops, I had an alarm going off. Gotta go to class soon. This guy costs 7,000 elixir, and that will the upgrade will up it to 10,000. So you might think this is pretty expensive as far as units go. Well, actually, it's actually not that expensive at all. So think about having 20 supply worth of giants. So our giants cost like 2,500 each, like level 3. Well, soon they'll cost more. 2,500 or 2,000? Let me check. 1,500. Interesting. So 4 times 1.5. That is 4 times 1.5. Is that right? Yeah, 1,500. That's going to be 6,000. So that's the exact same cost. Healer versus giants. And have you seen how effective the healer makes our giants? It just doesn't let them die. So that's the question of, for equal cost, is it worth more or less? It's worth a lot more in my opinion. Of course you need some giants to help it out, otherwise it's not going to be doing as effectively healing infantry, and often quite poorly to healing infantry. Beyond that, it will increase its heal rate from 30 to 40, which is obviously very helpful. The main factor of that is it lets you tank the damage from more buildings at once, and it slows down the rate at which point defenses will kill your guys. They'll still be able to overwhelm them, because, for example, this archer tower, this level 7 archer tower, does 42 per second. That means this archer tower shooting one guy that's being healed is almost completely neutralized. It only ends up doing 2 damage per second. 42 minus 40 is 2 left over. Okay, so looks like our army is nearly complete. Somehow I managed to miscue stuff once again, so we're short on archers. I'm not going to wait for it though. I'll just queue up our replacements and head on out. What are we looking for? Once again, gold. We had a pretty good raid earlier. Can't really complain about it. A bit more gold would be nice, but honestly, I'm fine. Anything over 100,000 is not bad at all. Let's hope we can do at least as good, if not better. I wasn't as willing to keep searching when I found that base, because like I mentioned, it is not as great of a time to be raiding. Okay, so let's go, and then I need to hurry up and run to class. 30,000, not going to cut it. Interesting stuff here. I don't like that layout. So look at this base, and look at the storages and the town hall, and I'll talk about it right now. So he has torches in the center, and then storages in the town hall. What that is a giant ball of non-combat stuff. So that means all your defenses are going to be spread out around that ball, and they won't be able to support one another. As opposed to if you had a couple defenses in the middle, especially mortars, then they'd be able to cover your outside defenses if they got attacked. But instead, that base would be very vulnerable to giants, because your key to defeating giants is not only using walls and stuff to slow them down, but having many defenses firing on them at once. And when you have nothing in the center, it is very hard to do that. This looks like a very beautiful base. Got an air defense, unlike the last guy. Yeah, I'm just going to go straight at it. This looks very simple to do, and don't think I'll have any problems with this. Checking for clan castle guys just in case. Not hugely important, but wait for the mortar to hit, and then put down 2 wall breakers. They'll bust through the walls and help the giants out. Probably not necessary, but it doesn't hurt, really. It's just, if you really care about that amount of elixir, don't deploy that, because it cost-effective wise isn't the best. Okay, after they kill this, they're going to go straight to the center. As you can see, they're attacking the walls. The other defenses outside, they'd be faster to get to them, but they're just too far away. This is the way the AI works. The wizard towers in the corners, once they start firing, I'll help take them out with archers, just because it's going to be hard for the giants to get to them without breaking through the walls again, which I want to sort of discourage. We've lost a couple giants up till now. The point defenses keep focusing them down, but you know what? It's alright. Doing pretty good. Okay, so as soon as the wizard tower starts firing at the giants, I shall deploy more heavily. But until then, I want to stay spread out, so in case it starts firing on... the healer got distracted right there, healing barbarians, so it ended up taking that out. That was sort of frustrating, actually. It would mean less giants would die. Use archers to take out the archer tower to assist, and last giant died, unfortunately, because the healer got distracted with the barbarians. Probably shouldn't have deployed them. I didn't even think about that possibility. How to handle. So we don't have much in the left and the center. So I'm going to continue attacking. The one mortar that is left is pretty weak too. So we should be able to do a pretty good job overwhelming this guy. At least I expect to be able to do so. I'm going to use a wall breaker to come in here to deploy both barbarians and then goblins and archers. Ooh, bombs. Yes, with just this one mortar firing, it's not going to have enough splash to keep up with the amount of goblins, which should move pretty fast. I hit him once, but you know what? We got into the storage. That's what I was aiming for right there. Yep, and the ones who are still alive will finish it off. Pretty good, pretty good. Might not 3-star this. We might. It's going to be close. I could deploy my clan castle guys, but we got the vast majority of the resources, so it's just not worth it. I don't need to 3-star them. I just 1-star maintains our trophy count, which is just fine, and if it's worth enough resources, I don't even mind losing it. Yep, so that's just going to be it. We're not going to probably touch the last elixir collector in the last 13 seconds. There's probably some buildings around the outside. Oh, looks like we got most of them. One bow's hut on top we missed. I probably should have deployed guys on that initially, so it'd make it easier to deploy guys later on. I'm just going to let them poke away at this town hall and get the last couple resources. Okay, that's going to wrap it up. Great, 150,000 almost on the dot. So, let me load up a base for you guys to review, and then I'll wrap up this episode and get my butt to class. Okay, so we're going to look here at Rezen's base. This is the guy who attacked me, and failed pretty hardcore. So, man, it's all blown up. You know what, let's pick a different one then. Let's look at Anthon's base. Assuming it's not all blown up as well. There we go. Okay, Town Hall 6. Interesting. All these defenses right here are exposed to archers. I'd love to see how you guys exploit that. Whatever's clan castle guys. Oh, he's got none. There's a lucky one right there. Interesting use of walls up here to push back the spawn. Very much disapprove of that. Mortars aren't super high level. Wizard towers are only level 1, so he's sort of lacking on the upgrades. Archer towers are also definitely under upgraded. Definitely a lot of ways you can exploit this. Honestly, mass infantry would probably just work. But as always, guys, let me know how you would attack this base, with what army you would use, and if you want to go into the detail, exactly how you would deploy it and stuff. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Just let me know in the comments what you think about that, and as always, have a great day.